Welcome everybody. You're watching the live feed from Timac 11's cockpit in the 24 car. We're at Bristol Motor Speedway. This is round 7 here in season 5 of the NOSSCAR X2 Series. Man Anger has the race lead. Getting a report that your Dunn's son is having connection issues. Oh, it's getting real close there. Wood Dog's going to take P4 from Timac. Throbbing Bane and Ricky are right behind Timac, running in 6th and 7th, but they're side by side. And we're getting a report that your Dunn's son is truly the race leader. He was just simply having connection problems at the beginning, and we were not able to see truly where the number 6 car was, but he's actually got a comfortable lead over the rest of the field. We're getting a report that there was a spin on the back straightaway. Remember, there are no cautions for this race, or else we'd be having a lot of cautions. It was Dexter in the number 11 car. He's going to get back on the track and keep going. And now Man Anger just got loose and sideways, and I think it had something to do with your Dunn's son's connection. And I believe it was. Man Anger's discussing it with some of the other drivers right now over the headsets. We're working lap 8 of 100 here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Oh, Punisher Drummer made contact with the outside wall, and Wood Dog 99 got around him. Now we got a car parked up against the outside wall. Tyler Scott got involved, but we stay green. Your Dunn's son's the leader. Wood Dog 2nd. Punisher Drummer 3rd. Timac 4th. Throbbing Bane in 5th.
You're clear. Car approaching low. We're on the low side.
And there's somebody parked against the outside wall there in turn 4.
Watch your rear. Clear all around.
And now Punisher Drummer was able to get around Wood Dog. And that was for 2nd. Timac was looking to do the same, couldn't quite pull it off. And now Throbbing Bane is closing in on all these guys.
On your rear. Car approaching high. Cover your outside. Lights all clear, bud. They're far behind. Clear.
Oh, it's getting tight here, because Throbbing Bane is applying a lot of pressure here. And driver 88 is going to go a lap down in the number 13 car. I'm not quite sure how many cars are 1 lap down at this time, but I think it's 4 or 5 cars at this point are 1 lap down here at Bristol Motor Speedway. It's your Dunn's son that has the race lead.
He's charging. Now you're clear. On your rear. Coming low. Go to the high side. Check your inside. Hold back a half a second. Guy in front. Keep pushing. Right side's clear. Car approaching low. Clear on the inside. Car high.
Oh, and some contact there with Timac and Tyler Scott. They all gather it up. Oh, and we got a card there, spun around. It looked like Gavin. Timac getting a little bit loose there. Ricky has climbed up to 5th. He got around Throbbing Bane. Still very early in the race. The leader is your Dunson in the number 6 car. He is working lap 21 now. And some cars have already decided to come down pit road, evidently. I saw one car down there. And unless he spun out or got forced down there, they might be deploying some very unique strategies. It looks like Squirrel Nuts is on pit road as well. So there's 2 cars on pit road. Looks like Gavin, either Gavin or Mananger is on pit road. Whoa! And Timac's trying to get around Wood Dog, and Wood Dog's not making it too easy, and it doesn't really look like Timac's got a car that can handle very well when he's underneath somebody. And he's got a pretty good run this time. And we just saw him, I believe that was Mananger. He was spun out there.
On the inside. He's coming on the outside. We're in line with you. Check your outside. We're on the high side. Got one behind you.
It's been a wild race here at Bristol Motor Speedway so far, and we would expect no less. There's Mananger. He's got the 48 machine once again pointed in the right direction and going still. And he's scored in the 10th position. And it looks like Dexter's having some issues there. Now Tyler Scott's trying to get his 78 car going again. There's a lot of carnage here so far in the early laps.
Flat tire. I told you. Hard up top. Clear right.
And Timac finally is able to clear the number 3 car of Wood Dog. Wood Dog used to race with Josh Wise back in quarter midgets back in the early 1990s. Josh Wise, as most of you probably know, went on to become a NASCAR Sprint Cup Series driver. In fact, it is Twitch Whiskers that drives Josh Wise's car, number 98 car, here in the NOSSCAR Series. In fact, speaking of her, there she is. Unfortunately, she just went 1 lap down, but she's scored inside the top 10. She's kept her car clean for the most part, and now Punisher Drummer got into your Dunson a little bit, and he was able to take the race lead from him. And new leader, it's Punisher Drummer, guys. Twitch Whiskers is running in 8th position. She's having a great race so far here. She's admitted to many people that she's really not a big fan of the short tracks, and she says she's not very good at them, but here she is racing very clean, very smart, and running inside the top 10. There are no cautions, of course, but if a caution were to fly right now, she would be the free pass car. And now it looks like you're done, son. Made contact with Punisher Drummer. So Timac and Twitch Whiskers had to slow down. They were both able to get by without incident. Timac is able to get around Twitch. Looked like Twitch might have actually made contact with the outside wall that last time by.
Back, coming low. The tire's blown, you wore it out.
And now Punisher Drummer surrenders the race lead after leading a lap to come down pit road. So your Dunson regains the race lead.
Car approaching your rear. All clear. Okay, behind you. He's right on you. Car closing on the inside. Inside's clear. Closing on the bottom. Low side's clear. Car 1 back. Watch your inside. Those tires ain't looking good, man. Better get in here a bit soon. We're on the inside. Looks like you've worn the right tire down. Power inside you. Put it on the left.
And Dexter is one lap down, but he's able to get around Timac. Timac's tires certainly fading as the run goes on. Dexter has already come down pit road for service. And you can see what the difference of 4 fresh tires and 4 worn tires are. Your Dunson is still on the racetrack. Wood Dog is in 3rd. Ricky is in 4th.
We need to get some new tires.
And I believe something might have happened to Wood Dog not too long ago, because he is much further behind Timac now than he was not too long ago, just a lap or 2 ago.
You come down pit road right now. What? Too fast, man.
Timac now coming down pit road for service.
We're ready when you are, pal. Okay, boys, be safe and smart. Here we go.
Doesn't look like there's going to be very many major changes for Timac. He's going to go down on air pressures, and that's really about it. He likes the way the car feels. He worked his way up to 3rd place before green flag pit stops began. But it's your Dunson in the number 6 car that has led every lap so far.
Those tires wouldn't last.
Timac got very lucky there. There was no cars coming, so he was actually able to get out onto the race surface and pick up speed very quickly. Remember, if there is cars up there...
Right in front. Looks like a slow car ahead.
Oh, and there's a big wreck here. There was a huge incident, and I didn't quite see what happened or what unfolded, but...
He's coming on the inside.
Oh! Timac and Smokin' Joe made contact. Certainly was Timac's fault. He cut the corner very sharp, and he actually kind of got a little bit loose towards the exit of the corner. And Ricky is now on pit road after leading a lap, and Twitch Whiskers stays out to lead a lap for the bonus point.
Flat tire, flat tire. I told you. Right outside you.
Timac got a little loose there when he was underneath Throbbing Vein, and he had to lift, and when he did, his car shot up the track a little bit. And once Twitch Whiskers decides to come down pit road, the pit stops will then be completely cycled through, and then Throbbing Vein will be the race leader. Looks like Timac will be in 2nd, and it looks like your Dunson will be in 3rd.
3 back, coming low. Car 3 back. He's coming low. Clear down low.
Now Throbbing Vein assumes the race lead, and I believe it is time for Twitch Whiskers to come down pit road. Here she comes.
Right side's clear.
Oh, and it looks like Throbbing Vein got into the back bumper of Dexter a little bit.
Outside. High side. The tire's blowing, you wore it out.
And that allowed Timac to get around him, and Timac led this last lap this past time by, but now your Dunson's going to take the race lead from Timac. Whoa!
Right's clear.
And your Dunson's connection...
Looking inside. Outside. That's not cool.
And your Dunson's having big time connection problems here. He's ghosting around all sorts. And now his connection has settled down, and he is your race leader. Wow, he just made very rough contact with Squirrel Nuts, though, and moved him right out of the way.
Car closed on the inside. Left side's clear. Clear on the inside. Low side's clear.
And it's really hard to tell what's going on here, guys, but I think that Timac has the race lead. Your Dunson is in 2nd. It's your Dunson in the number 6 car that's having very severe connection issues, and it's causing other drivers a little bit of difficulty.
Coming low.
There are more cars on pit road now.
Clear left side. 3 back, coming low.
As of right now, Timac in the 24 is your race leader. Your Dunson in the 6 is in second. Throbbing Bane in the 5 car is in third. Larson Rocks in the 31 is in fourth. And we're not quite sure of the rest of the running order at this point. Everyone has got very spread out. A lot of cars have went 1 lap down.
Check your inside. Put it on the left. Put it on the outside.
Driver 88 lets Timac go by.
Car approaching low. Left side's clear. We having fun out there? We got less
And
speed now, buddy, after that last crash.
we're getting a report that somebody has dropped out of the race here. I'm not sure if it was from a wreck or a connection issue.
40 to go. Keep it going.
And we're not quite sure who it is. We have not gotten official word yet of who it was. Oh, and it was your Dunson. He was having major connection problems. It's a tough break for your Dunson in the number 6 car because he was up there leading the most laps up until that point. Oh, and Squirrel Nuts looked like he was going to go high and let Timac go, and looked like Timac nearly went up the hill and slammed into the back of him by an accident there. So Timac is your race leader. It's Throbbing Bane that's in second. Punisher Drummer is in third, and Ricky is in fourth. And now the driver that's having the most issues in terms of connection problems is definitely Ricky in the 51. There's a good look at Twitch Whiskers, who runs in 9th position in the number 98 car. Remember, she stayed out to lead a lap. That's a valuable bonus point for her in her hopes of capturing a NOSSCAR X2 Series championship. And that's your Dunson. That's his reaction to the whole ordeal. Certainly doesn't want to create problems for other drivers if he's ghosting and disconnecting all over the racetrack. So he elected to back out of the race, take a 15th place finish it's going to be, and he's going to catch us at Pocono. This actually moves Twitch Whiskers up to 8th now. And that's Punisher Drummer in 4th. He is the last car on the lead lap, so if Timac gets around him here, he will be the first car 1 lap down in 4th. So that means that Twitch Whiskers, who's running in 8th place now that your Dunson is out of the race, that means that she is 2 laps down, but we all know that she can go a lot further on fuel and tires than anybody else in this race. And some of these other guys have to make a pit stop very soon.
Whoa, spin ahead. Looks like a car's retired.
Oh, and somebody was involved in a wreck there. Oh, and driver 88 just bumped Punisher Drummer, and I didn't see what happened to driver 88. So now the top 3 cars are on the lead lap. And the next car, oh, and it's Gavin that has been retired from the race in the number 25 car. Tough break for him. He comes into this race inside the top 10 in the standings. As does Ricky in the 51 car. Oh. And we've lost another car here. Your Dunson, Gavin, and driver 88 are now all out of today's race here. And Dexter is in 10th place here, and he's about to go 3 laps down to the race leader Timac 11. As of right now, it's Wood Dog in the number 3 car, who is the first car 1 lap down.
Whatever you're doing, you just keep doing it. Looks like you've worn the right tire down.
So with your Dunson and driver 88 and Gavin out of the race, as well as one other driver, we have now 11 cars left on the racetrack. Timac 11 now underneath Man Anger, looking for some room to put him, I believe, 3 laps down, but I'm not quite sure. Minor contact between the two teammates there, and I don't think that they meant to make contact, of course. And now we're getting close to the next round of pit stops. As you can see on the map in the bottom left corner, a lot of cars have come down pit road. And the yellow number 38 car, Punisher Drummer, is on the fresh tires now, and as you can see, he just went past Timac with ease. He's in 6th place right now. Just got back one of his 2 laps, so he's now 1 lap down.
Your tires are gone, man. We need to get in here and get some new ones. Keep digging, buddy. It's not over yet. On the bottom, 2 back. See fast, man. Check up, check up.
And now Timac 11 is on pit road.
Okay, buddy, we're ready for you. Okay, boys, here we go.
And he's really only adjusted on the tire pressures all day, and it was a real thinker for this one because there's not many laps left, but Timac looks like he's going to go ahead and change 4 tires. Full tank of gas, may as well. There's more weight on the left side of the car when you do that.
You're 1 lap down. Flat tire. I told you. Clear right.
And now Ricky has taken over the race lead for the time being in that number 51 car. Larson Rocks has scored in 3rd, Punisher Drummer has scored in 4th, and I believe that Throbbing Bane had some sort of issue right before the green flag pit stops began, and that is the reason why we don't see Throbbing Bane's name inside the top 4 at this time. And yes, Ricky is now coming down pit road, guys.
Car closing on the inside. Car outside you. Clear high. 3 back, coming high. Got car closing on your outside.
And now Wood Dog had a good run, and he came back there just to get his lap back. And Timac regains the race lead.
Looks like you've worn the right tire down. Right's clear. Going low. Clear left side. We can do this all day. Check your inside. Bar high. Clear on the outside.
And the race leader Timac is coming around now. And he's completed lap 89, so now we have 11 laps to go. They are on lap 90. Punisher Drummer in the 38 car is in 2nd. Ricky in the 51 is in 3rd. Larson Rocks in the 31 is in 4th. And we're not quite sure the running order after that point, but we do know that somebody just spun on the back straightaway And man, that looked very vicious, and they spun hard. They were blocking the racetrack for a bit, and that was a scary moment for your race leader. As we see Man Anger exiting pit road.
Nice and smooth. You're way out front. Use that clean air.
And Timac has an 8.5 second gap on Punisher Drummer and Ricky. So unless something drastic happens, this very well might be another win, or another tally in the win column for Timac 11. It'll be win number 19 in his X2 Series career. Most wins all time so far, but then again, keep in mind he's been around since the very beginning.
6 to go.
And a lot of these other drivers are beginning to add up some wins and pole awards to catch up to a lot of Timac's records. And it looks like Larson Rocks had a problem there, and he's going to lose
Left side's clear.
4th position to Wood Dog, and I think Larson Rocks is going to try to make it to the end on fuel.
He's coming on the inside.
And there's Twitch Whiskers in 7th, and I believe she's trying to make it to the end on fuel.
4 to go. Lights all clear, bud.
Twitch Whiskers is scored in the 7th position, having a great run. She's really kept her car clean and her nose clean all race long. Not a mark on that number 98 car.
Two to go.
2 laps to go for Timac until he gets win number 18, or 19 rather, in his career.
I told you those tires wouldn't
It's
last.
Wood Dog that's right in front of him up there, and he's the first, or the last car on the lead lap in the 4th position. White flag is out. Timac the leader. Punisher Drummer in 2nd. Ricky in 3rd. Wood Dog in 4th. And that's how the front 4 are going to finish, guys. Timac 11 brings home the number 24 car in 1st place. Off to victory lane again here at Bristol Motor Speedway. That is Timac's 3rd career win at Bristol Motor Speedway in the NOSSCAR X2 Series.
Got no fucking shit for nobody. I'm gonna go back to fucking driving the way I used to.
Thank you very, very much for joining us, guys. This was round number 17 here in Season 5 of the NOSSCAR X2 Series. The next race is at Pocono, and that's going to be an exciting one as well, guys. You're definitely not going to want to miss Pocono. Thanks very much for joining us, guys. Visit www.noscar.com for more information on how to become a race car driver in our series. Have yourselves a good night.